Hello, everybody. Come on in. It takes a minute for it to engage on all the networks or media platforms or whatever they're called that I'm on. Today, we're streaming on YouTube and Facebook at Sarah Valde Writer Mom, that page. And for the first time ever, I'm trying to stream on Twitch. So if you're on Twitch, you can follow me on Sarah the Mystery Mom. That I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I'm kind of hoping that maybe someday I'm going to like play mystery video games on there. And if I play mystery video games on there, that'll be pretty fun to do together. When you show up, make sure to say hi in the comments. Tell me where you're from and yeah, tell me your name, all that kind of jazz. And in a couple minutes, I'm just going to start talking about some things that people have emailed me about. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I will be delighted to answer you. We are here today to celebrate the launching of my 19th mystery novel, and that is under Acupressure. It's the second in the Massage and Murder Mystery series starring Corky Hobbs and her friend Stella, and I'm super excited. I cannot believe it's been 19 stories. I can't believe I'm 19 stories in. Hi, please say hi and tell me where you're coming from so that I can say hi back and acknowledge that you were here with me, because that's pretty awesome that you would take the time just to even pop in. Anyway, so yes, we're celebrating the launch of this book over here. It is already in production for audiobooks. So if you're waiting for an audiobook, it should be out by the end of the month, I'm hoping. Yeah, there's just so much to talk to you guys about this particular book. I had a copy of the book sitting here, and I must have walked off with it because now it's not here. But as part of this launch, I'm giving away some little swag envelopes. I call them swag bags, but they're really just envelopes of swag. And I'm going to show you a couple of things. I don't have all of the things I'm going to have yet. You would get a signed bookmark. So there's the Cozy Vibes Only, a Massage and Murder Mystery, and then you get a signed bookmark on the back. If you, I'll tell you how to get that in a second. But because, you know, most of us read on ebooks or audiobooks, so you're not going to have something for me to actually sign, or you're not ever going to see me in person. That would be, even though that's so sad. So I can sign the back of your bookmark and mail that to you. And then you get Corky's homemade cold brew recipe, because Corky is a big fan of iced coffee. She needs it to help herself calm down. We've made this like a Profi, so it's coffee with protein powder in it. The back is super cute too, so you can write your own notes on the back. And then we've got a sticker coming too, but it's not quite here yet, and it's going to feature her new friend in Under Acupressure, who you can see on the cover right there, right here. Let me see if I can show you this better. It features, look at the little smiling husky. Let me see if I can get it up closer. Isn't she cute? Her name is Montana, and I love her. She's amazing. She's amazing. She's great in the book. But it's a cute little sticker of her smiling face. So that will also go in the swag envelope if you do the following. If you've either pre-ordered or you're ordering today, because today is the last day, you can order whatever version of the book you want. Fortunately, I don't have the audiobook. Hi, how are you doing, Sonia? From Idaho. My sister lives in Idaho. Thank you for congratulating me. That's so cool. I wonder where in Idaho you live, because my sister just moved there. You've been with me through the whole sadness of losing their family from our California homes and stuff like that. But she just moved up to Idaho. I don't even know where in Idaho. Well, I know the city, but I know she's like an hour from Boise, I think. But yeah, so maybe she'll pop on here and tell you where she's from in a little bit. But it's good to have you. I'm so glad to see you. I do have some penny news coming up, but I'm not going to share that on this stream. Meridian. Yes, she's talked about Meridian. So yeah, I don't know how close that is because I'm not from Idaho, but yes, she is right there somewhere. I loved Idaho. I drove through it on the way to Montana, which is what the dog is named after, my trip to Montana. And it's gorgeous. It's so green. And I don't know, something about coming from California and going to a state where they actually care about how things look and how things are taken care of. It's like total culture shock. So I remember going to Idaho. We're coming down from, I don't remember where we were. I've been through Idaho twice. I went to Yellowstone once, and then I went to Montana once. And both times we drove through Idaho at the end on the way home. But I remember stopping at a restroom in the middle of nowhere. You couldn't see a building. All of a sudden, there's like this community park, right? And in this park, there's bathrooms and, you know, play equipment. Cleanest park I've ever been to. It had to take somebody 2 hours just to drive out to this park to clean it. The bathrooms smell like they had just been cleaned. The toy and equipment was so clean. It's crazy amazing. That was it for me. I just like, Idaho is amazing. Oh, you're 15 minutes from Boise. Yeah. You know, Idaho is one big giant park. It was beautiful. Yeah. So you're really close to my sister. That's so funny. I wonder, now I'm like to be playing in my head that maybe you guys become friends somehow and then we'll meet up someday. That'd be really cool. But yeah, so she just moved up there. She moved up there. Well, most of her family moved up in March, and then am I reversing that? I might be reversing that. Most of her family moved in March, and I believe she moved up in April. So she's been gone for a while. She came back down so her son could go to an event down here. Yeah, that would be awesome. I would love to meet you. That would be so cool. But yeah, so she lives up there now. I wonder, that would be so cool. That'd be so cool. So anyway, maybe she'll come on here and say hi. We'll see. We'll see. That's one of the reasons, because usually I come on at like 7-ish. That's one of the reasons I moved it down to 5, because of the time change, the time difference, so that if she wanted to be here, she could. She's really encouraging to me, but her daughter, I'm going to say her little girl, but she's not little anymore. Her daughter is one of my biggest supporters. She's so sweet. She actually dressed up as Penny Nichols for Halloween this last year and almost brought me to tears. It was so sweet. She dressed up like her from the second book, Crush. So she had purple hair. She had made a shirt for the gym, the Crushing It gym. It was so cute. It was so cute. So yeah. If she pops on here, she can share a picture of herself all dressed up if she feels like it, but she doesn't have to. But it was so cute. So yeah, if you met them, it wouldn't be long before they told you, even if they didn't know that you come on my lives and stuff, but it wouldn't be long before they told you who they're related to. Just not because I'm a big person, but just because they're really sweet. It's really, isn't that cool? Yeah, I almost cried when she pulled up. She pulled up and got in the car. She goes, "Do you know who I am?" And I'm looking at her. I'm like, "No, baby," because I'm thinking it must be like a cartoon or something. You know, something I've never heard of before, because I'm getting old. So there's things I haven't heard of. And I look right at her and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, you're Penny." It was so awesome. So awesome. I was so touched. Such a sweet girl. Anyway. So we're going to get back to talking about Under Acupressure, which is book 2 of the Corky Hobbs Massage and Murder Mysteries. It was really, really fun to write. I took a little bit, I love doing this in my books. I love taking things that I love in this life and eternalizing them into a book, which actually the other night I was talking to my husband about this. And I know this might be way like too out there or whatever, but I was thinking, I was snuggling our dog, who happens to be a husky boxer mix, which is what Montana is. And I was like smooshing her little face, and I was telling her, "Oh, I just wrote you into a book so you could live forever." And then my heart like flipped on. I'm like, wait a minute. God, who's the author of creation, writes our name in his book so we can live forever. And I was just like, I know I'm like a simpleton, and I'm like, but I was just like, he's doing the same thing that I'm doing for my little furry friend. He's doing for me because he loves me so much. He wants me to live forever. I just thought that was really neat. And it's really touched me. And it's made this whole journey with him that much more amazing. Just that little tiny thing. Okay. So I'll wander off of that. But yeah, that was pretty cool to realize. But I love writing things in like that. So like Montana, I had to decide on her name. I think at one time she might have been Waffles, which was a family inside joke. At another time, she might have been Idaho, I think. And then we were talking about Montana. And I believe my niece and my kids helped me decide between those 3 and decided on Montana. which is perfect for her. It's perfect for this little husky boxer mix. So cute. So cute. Anyway, hello, everybody. Come on in the comments and let me know that you're here and where you're from, and I will say hi like this. But anyway, so I love writing things in the book that I can make live forever. So like having my little husky puppy in there means that every time I read this book, even when she's passed on, which will probably, hopefully not happen for a really, really long time, I have a piece of her and I can see her again in this book, you know, and see her reflected in this book. I've done that with our other dog, Lucy. She has been in the Honey Pot Mystery Series. She's also coming up in a new book series that I plan to launch in 2025. That's a long way away, but it's actually not that far away, but it will be by the time I get to that. By the time I get to it, it'll feel like a long time. But she's actually in that one too. Hi, Carol. How are you? From Dallas. How cool. I have family in Dallas too. Well, they used to be in Dallas or Carrollton, but they moved. I don't know my directions in Texas, but they moved a few hours away. That's so neat. So Sonia is in Idaho with my sister, and you're in Texas with my other relatives. That's pretty much it. Let me think. Where are my other relatives? I have relatives in California with me, obviously. Idaho. I think I have some in Indiana, and I have some in Dallas. So if anybody from Indiana comes on, then all my family is represented in some way or another. That's really cool to me. Anyway, so Corky is a hoot to write. I love writing her. I love writing her best friend, Stella. I incorporate some of my best friends' attitudes into Stella. Yeah, I make people that I love live forever in my writing. Just an inside note. Oh, hi, everybody. Just an inside note. I have Steve, Chef Steve, in the book. And my husband is Steve, and he is a chef. So it's a little bit of they're different. He's not the same character, but it's a little nod to him. Oh, I'm sure it's not cool. I'm sure it's triple digits in Texas. No. Yes. I'm hoping you have a pool. I'm hoping, but sometimes it's just too hot to even get out in the pool. My grandmother in Texas and my great aunt used to get out in their pool in Texas. They would get out in their pool and they would have a floaty and they float around with umbrellas over their heads because it was so hot. They had to cool down, but they couldn't be in the sun. It was just too hot. I could totally picture them doing that. Oh, memories. And just, yeah, I might have to write that into a book someday too. Hi, everybody. Come on and drop in and say hi when you come in. Leave your name in the comments. Tell me where you're from and we can chat up. Anyhow, so this was my reward to myself. This shirt for writing this book. If you've been with me for a while, every time I finish writing a book, I buy myself a present, and I've upgraded to t-shirts. It used to be stickers, so I'd spend like maybe $5 on stickers, and now I'm in t-shirt territory. I'm moving on up. But this t-shirt is from Jamie French on YouTube. She's a comedian. She's hilarious. She likes to react to really cheesy movies, and she's just really funny. I really, really like her. And so this was my present to me, and her brand is called French Roast for Jamie French, and she's roasting things, and her logo is Let the OK Times Roll. And I just thought that was perfect. That was perfect. So that's my shirt. I might cut the collar off because I don't like color. Hi, Julie. How are you? Yeah. Yeah, Jamie French. I love Jamie French. She's hilarious. Anyway, so yeah, I love to immortalize my friends and my family members into my books. I love doing that. But I also love to cross-reference characters. So in this particular book, there is a character who shows up at the coffee shop. I'm just giving you guys miniature spoilers. A character that shows up at the coffee shop as a barista. He reoccurs in a new book series that I'm writing that will not come out until 2025, but he's in that book series. And I love doing that because it feels like it's just a big family. It feels like all my imaginary friends can live together on the page and not just in my head. So I love doing that. I've done that in every series. Like Penny Nichols, she was written into a Honey Pot Mystery series. In Penny Nichols, in the Honey Pot Mystery series, there's a couple named Maud and Santi, and they appear in a Penny Nichols later on. I'm going to have some of that kind of stuff happening in Dead Horse Canyon, which is where Corky is from. And I'm actually even planning a visit way in the future for Penny to come down and visit Corky in Dead Horse Canyon. I'm going to be so excited to write that one. I'm already excited to write that one. So, yeah, that's what's coming up in the future. Make sure that if you have already ordered your copy of Under Acupressure, that you screenshot your receipt and you mail it to me at sarah@sarahwalde.com before midnight tonight to enter into the swag giveaway. And that's the recipe, the signed bookmark, and the sticker that's going to be coming your way. So I can send that out anywhere. It's really flat. It's not going to come back to me like some of my orders. My poor person who won last time, I kept sending a book to them and it kept coming back to me. And it was, I don't know why. I don't know what was going on. Craziness was going on, apparently. Anyway, so I'm going to shift gears from talking about my characters and their connections. I talk way too fast when I'm on these lives because I thought that conversation was going to last 30 minutes, but crossovers are fun. I love it. That's one of my favorite things in TV shows is when you get like a little cameo from somebody from another show. I don't know. Have any of you guys ever seen Pushing Daisies? It was out in, I think, 2000s, right before the writer's strike that was happening. I loved this show, Pushing Daisies. It only had 2 seasons. It might have had 3, but one was cut short and then it came back after the writer's strike. I don't know. You guys might be way too young for Pushing Daisies. But anyway, I loved it. It was quirky. It was semi-paranormal, like kind of Penny Feelish. It was hilarious. But some of the characters that show up in Pushing Daisies came from the author's series from before that was called Wonder Falls. Hi, Paula and Fred. How are you? I see that you were able to type it in. That's awesome. Everyone, you can say hi to Paula and Fred. They're my parents. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, the Pie Man. The Pie Man was awesome. I know I miss Pushing Daisies so much. But I loved how from Wonder Falls, I hadn't even seen Wonder Falls yet. I had only seen Pushing Daisies. And then I learned about Wonder Falls and I watched Wonder Falls. And there are characters from that series that reappear in Pushing Daisies. And it just made the episodes so much more fun to watch because you have like little backstories and secrets on these people. And it's just incredible. It's just so much fun. So much fun to watch. But I love things like that. I love things like that. Are any of you guys watching on Twitch? I'm just curious because I've never done a Twitch stream before, ever in my life. So I'm just curious if anybody's on Twitch. If so, I don't know even how you message me. I don't know. Just say hi so I know that you are on there so I know to continue. I don't know what I'm going to be doing with my Twitch platform. It's more of a gaming platform as far as I've seen it. I mean, I've seen ride-alongs on there, but I'm kind of thinking that maybe one day when life slows down, I might play mystery video games on Twitch with you guys. That would be really fun. And then you guys can like tell me, you know, do we tell this guy to turn right or left and we see if they die or not? That would be hilarious. In fact, I'm playing a game right now with my husband, but I get really emotional about it because it's called Killer Frequency. Now, if you're going to look it up, if you're a gamer and you look it up, it does have swearing in it. But you are a radio DJ and you have to guide people through. It's in the 80s. And you have to guide people through scenarios so they survive a serial killer. And it is so fun, but I get so emotional when I lose. When one of the characters dies, I get so sad that I have to turn it off. So I'm like, I didn't let him live. I killed him. And I get all upset. It's kind of ridiculous how upset I get. I think I played it last night or the night before, and a character that I swore I told to do the right thing died. And I was just like, I killed him. And I had to turn it off because I was so upset. And yes, when I kill off characters in my books, I feel the same way. I don't know why in the world do I write mysteries if I get that emotional about killing off characters. I don't know. I just do because I'm crazy that way, I guess. I don't know. Glutton for punishment or something. But I thought that would be really fun because there's a lot of video games that are mystery based. There's like Nancy Drew ones that would be really fun. I think there's a Murder, She Wrote one that would be really fun to do with you guys. And just be able to, you know, share my screen with you and you guys help talk me through a mystery. That would be really fun, a good way that we could play together and not just talk like this. That would be great. So let's see. So we're talking about under acupressure, and it's really good. I've just now started drafting book 3. I mean, literally 2 days ago. Book 3 in the series. I just started drafting it, and it's already hilarious. I'm so glad because I think that I'm a funny person, but I can't always interpret. Yeah, there we go. Interpret that onto the page. And I think I pulled that off a little bit in the Massage and Murder Mystery series. I think I've made it a little bit funny. At least it's funny to me, but that might be because I'm cynical. I don't know. But it's already hilarious and I'm having such a good time writing it. But one of the things that I've been asked about is audiobooks, because I have one of my series, the Honey Pot Mystery series, is full on an audiobook. The Paranormal Penny series only has 3 audiobooks, and I'm releasing the audiobooks with the Massage and Murder Mystery series as soon as I can when they come out, which is different because it feels like I should go back and do all the Penny ones because Penny's older. And I've been asked about that a few times by different people, and I figured I'd just talk about it with you guys right now. But this is what happens when I get an audiobook, okay? First of all, if you didn't know already, I'm an independent author, which means I don't go through a publishing house. I am kind of my own publishing house. I make all the final calls on my work. I have to hire all my editors, my cover designers. I have Snarky down. Yeah, I think I get that from you. Maybe, possibly. But so I have to hire all that out. That does not change when I'm hiring for my audiobooks. I have to hire for my audiobooks. So I find the best narrators that I can at a price that I can afford. And most of the time I've been completely blown away with them. And I cannot believe my good fortune. I cannot believe the blessing of finding these particular narrators. So with the Honey Pot Mystery series, I've gotten some questions with that one. And I know we're not really talking about it, but we're going into audiobooks right now. Because the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the books are narrated. Is it 5? Yes. Are narrated by Jasmine Rose. And she is a phenomenal narrator. I loved working with her. She's a homeschool mom, just like I was. We didn't know that when we started working together. So it was really neat when we found that out about each other because we were supporting one another. But unfortunately, she doesn't do audiobooks anymore. So when I went to her to finish narrating the Honey Pot Mystery series, and she said she didn't do it anymore, I completely understand. I was very sad, but I completely understood. So I only had like 3 books left in the series. So instead of going and finding a new narrator, which I knew I couldn't get to compete with Jasmine, Jasmine was just great. She was Honey Pot. I opted to do an AI voice for those for now. Maybe later I'll change it. Hey, if you're just coming in, come on and say hi and tell me where you're from. So that way I can say hi back. So I know there's a lot of people, at least people talking to me, have questions about the AI audiobooks. They don't necessarily like them. Sometimes they mispronounce things. Sometimes people can't even tell that they're AI, but it says they're AI. That's just for the moment. I didn't fire Jasmine. Jasmine stepped away from audiobooks. And I just didn't want to wait anymore to get those out to everybody who was waiting for them. So for the moment, I've put those into virtual voice. That's with Honey Pot. Okay. So with Penny, I had a narrator who was a really good narrator for book 1 of the Paranormal Penny Mystery series. And for some reason, I loved her. I thought she was great, but for some reason, she didn't resonate with most of you guys. Maybe not the people here, but I would get emails about that she doesn't sound like Penny from people who had already read the book. And so I listened to them, and not just that particular narrator was pushing my budget as well. So getting a couple of those emails and pushing the budget was enough for me to go, okay, let me find somebody else. So I found Brennan Koningsreuter, and she, I think, is Penny's voice. She's got a little bit of a lisp. She's got a little bit of a snark to her voice, a little bit of a world weariness, but hopefulness. And that's what Penny is to me. So I had her do Frosted and Crushed. And I'm really hoping to get her to go to Tailed soon. But again, because I am my own publishing house, they do cost a little bit of money. So I am currently rereading Tailed to make sure it's edited to the way I prefer it. I mean, I do pay editors. I don't know. I get super nervous that whenever I publish a book, I know in my heart there's going to be things that are missed, but I hate it. Hey, Captain Laser Squid, how are you? I hate missing things. So, sorry, my brain just went crazy. So I hate knowing that I've missed things. It drives me crazy, but I know no book can be perfect, no matter how many editors I have looking at it, no matter how many beta readers, alpha readers, eyes I have looking for it. There's always going to be some mistakes in my books. But before I get them immortalized in audiobook and spend that money, I really want to make sure it's the absolute best I can do. And because Tailed has been out for, oh my goodness, for I think 3 years now, I don't remember how many mistakes I thought I found in it when I reread it when it was published. So I want to go back and reread it. I'm currently rereading it. I'm halfway through it. I forgot how much I liked it. That is one thing that blows me away. Are any of you out there writers? I know at least one of you is a writer out there, but one of the things that blows me away is when I've stepped away from one of my books for a while, and this sounds really egotistical, but if you're a writer, I think you're going to get it. I'll step away from one of my books for a while and come back and read it and be like, I wrote this. Are you kidding me? Because this is really fun. that blows my mind. It's so like surreal. It's like breaking the fourth wall or something. It's crazy. But anyway, so before I get them immortalized in audiobook, yeah, even in traditionally published books, thank you, Carol. That makes me feel so much better because I fight really hard to find as many editors as I can to get it through so many rounds, and there's still mistakes. And my readers are amazing and gracious, and they will let me know there's mistakes, but they won't let me know with they're always adding smiley emojis afterwards and like cheering me up afterwards. And I do my utmost. Like once I collect like 10, like somebody has sent me at least 10, then I go in and I refix it, and it's a mess. It's a mess. But then that brings that can bring other typos. Like maybe I didn't make a space right. It's hard. It's not easy. I love it. I love the whole writing life, but it's just not easy. Anyhow, so I just want to make sure they're perfect before they come to audio. But with Corky, I had decided I had never had the opportunity before to launch a book at the same time or around the same time I'm launching the audio. And I was super excited to have that opportunity. That's why Corky's books so far their audiobooks are coming out relatively close to launch. Like I believe this one will be out, I'm hoping at the end of this month. And it's really good. My reader, Emily Sir, I think she's hilarious. When I listen to her read, this happens. And like this little cheerleader in me gets all excited. But you don't have to take my word for it. You guys remember that from Reading Rainbow? Man, I'm so old. Okay, because I have the first chapter for you guys today. You're not going to have to listen to me read it. You're going to get to listen to Emily read it. So let me pull that up for you and see if I can leave the screen so that you guys can hear Emily. You're going to have to give me a thumbs up to let me know you can hear her. I might not let you listen to the whole chapter. I might stop it, but we'll see. We'll see how much time we have. Are you ready?
Chapter 1. A New Customer. I used to think dogs were easy. Simple creatures with big hearts and wagging tails that have an innate desire to please the people in their lives. Now I'm not sure what I believe anymore. Volunteering at the Positive Pet Foster Home for fur babies changed my ideas about dogs, changing me full stop. You'd think I'd be used to life-altering transformations by now. I almost died not even 6 months ago. Thankfully, I survived the nefarious attack. However, I didn't walk away unscathed. I gained a new and creepy ability. I can see people's secrets with a single touch. Not the best superpower for a massage therapist. That's why I took my talents to dogs and got myself into a whole heap of trouble. Corky! My bestie called me as I toted my massage bag into the foster home. She trailed behind me, apprehension smeared across her face. Don't leave me behind. Stella Michaels wasn't a wallflower. Why she needed me to guide her into the dog home was beyond me. They're dogs, not raptors. They could turn on you in a second, Stella said. I don't trust them. I agreed to drive you out here, but I don't think I can hang out with you in here. You don't have to, I said, setting down my duffel. Go hang out at the diner down the street. Down the street was a 20-minute drive. Positive Pet Rehab Ranch was outside of town. Although our small town, Dead Horse Canyon, was all about animals, owning a ranch big enough to host as many dogs as Positive houses forced them to set up business outside of city limits. There wasn't much around them. Stella rolled her eyes. I'm not an animal person, she whined under her breath. No one is asking you to be one. A tall man in dark jeans and cowboy boots hurried past, carrying an armful of kittens. Stella pivoted in her sneakers and trailed him. Now it was my turn to roll my eyes. I didn't have long to scoff at my love-questioning friend. Mrs. Lizzie Stone, the operator of the foster home, spotted me from across the large living room. She waved at me before approaching. I swiftly hoisted my bag to my chest. Hugs were dangerous for me. Any touch could lead me down a rabbit trail of bad vibes and dark secrets. I preferred to get to know people via conversation and experience. I didn't care to intrude on Mrs. Stone's hidden thoughts. Hopefully my duffel bag would do the trick. Mrs. Stone came in for a side hug, but pulled away when she noticed my bundle. She stretched her hand to me. I shook it, happy I had worn my faux leather gloves. They were the only thing I'd found to fend off the secrets. Lizzie's suspicious look was nothing compared to what I'd faced during the summer. Thankfully, autumn was in full tilt, giving me more cause to sport gloves and long sleeves. Tearing her eyes away from my hands, Lizzie dropped hers to her side. Follow me, her cheery voice said. She led me past the large living room with concrete flooring and a large gray stone fireplace. That must be nice in the winter. I gestured to the shabby chic hearth. Lizzie's face lit up. You can't imagine. All the pups snuggle up as the flames flicker. It's amazing. Lizzie nearly cooed at the thought. I'm sure it is. But nothing's as good as this. Lizzie Stone rolled the sliding glass door open and stepped outside. Beyond the concrete porch floor was lush green grass. The fences were barely a speck on the horizon. Dogs charged freely through burnt orange leaves and lounged on chewed-up lawn furniture. Puppies yapped and bounced in a protected chain-link section as the elder dogs napped on huge outdoor pillows. I can see why you like it here, I told Lizzie. Her smile widened.
Okay. If you want to hear more, I'll keep playing, but it's 12 minutes long. I don't know if you want to listen to it for 12 minutes. You totally can. I will be happy to put it back on for you guys right where we left off. But because it's a live, I didn't want to make you sit there and listen to it. But you guys, other than me, are the first people to even hear a snippet of Under Acupressure. And I can't, that's all. I mean, I only have those 12 minutes and I'm just sharing with you. I just got them, I think, yesterday. I think that's right. Yesterday, I got them. So I'm so excited to share them with you. Emily Sir is amazing. You can look her up. She's great. She does Steve's voice very well. You know how sometimes when you're listening to a narrator, they like all of a sudden will talk like this and this is their man voice. She does that like very, 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 very rarely. Like only when it's supposed to sound like that, like funny like that. She just has a way about her. I just am so grateful to find somebody who can be quirky for me. And I'm blown away by it. I'm blown away by it. So another thing about audiobooks that you guys might not know is that Audible, Amazon, sells the most audiobooks of anybody else, anyone, right? So most of my audiobooks, well, all of them at this point, are through Amazon. But they also, like, when I know this might be a little bit too much writer stuff. If it is, just let me know and I'll go. But they also tend to pay authors the least amount for their audiobooks, especially if I want to share my audiobooks in other ways. So like Missing on Main Street right now, the Honey Pot Mystery Series, the whole book is on my YouTube channel. which, by the way, if you're not subscribed to, it'd be awesome if you could hit subscribe, because that really helps me out. But yeah, the whole audiobook is on there per Audible's rules, or ACX's rules, or Amazon's rules, however you want to see it. If I want a higher royalty rate for my book, I have to be exclusive to them. And I didn't want to be exclusive to them. I wanted to be able to share it however I could share it, right? So I have started selling my audiobooks directly to you guys. I only have one for sale right now, and that is the Hands-on Homicide, which is book 1 to this series. I always forget which way to point. Book 1 in the series, and I'm selling it for $1.99 because, believe it or not, I get a higher royalty that way than I do for selling it for $15. Yeah, so I love audiobooks, and I didn't want to gouge you guys for an audiobook that I can make better for you and for me. So not all my audiobooks will be $1.99. Like this one will probably be $5, but still $5 for an audiobook is way amazing compared to the $19 that sometimes Amazon charges. Or if you're part of Audible, it might be $14.99. Or if you buy the ebook, it might be $7.49. Yes, they charge for them so much. Yes. Oh, you did. Oh, yay. I'm so happy. Good. I'm glad. Did you get it for $1.99? I hope you did, because that's a link that you can't get through Audible. You can only get it through me. And yeah, I really want you guys to enjoy my narrators the same way I do, and I don't want it to be too much for you. So when you see that link, or if you come across an ad and you go, oh, I recognize that author, we've hung out before online. Oh, good. I'm so glad, Carol. I want you to know that that's from me. I have a third party that handles all the billing, keeps it all secure, handles sending you the audiobook, and handles any issues you have with the audiobook. Like if for some reason it doesn't download right, I've never had a problem with it before, but if it doesn't, they will help you. That way I don't have to know the technical stuff, they do. But that's still me. That's still me bringing it to you. It's still a it's still a dependable vendor sending it to you, even if it's not Audible. But I'm kind of thinking I'm going to do that slowly for all of them. Like, again, not all $1.99. Maybe the first in series, all $1.99. And then after that, go up to maybe $5, because that's not that bad either. I mean, that's less than a coffee at Starbucks, $5. And you get an audiobook, which I think is pretty awesome, that you can enjoy while you're drinking coffee. So if you guys have seen that and have been questioning it, especially if you're in my newsletter group, don't worry. That's still me. It's not pirated. It's still me. Okay. If you ever think you find anything pirated of mine, you can go ahead and let me know at Sarah@sarahwalde.com. I know there's stuff out there that is pirated. That's just part of the world that we live in. It's sad because, yeah, I could really use that, those royalties so that I can do more things, like more audiobooks for you guys and more swag for you guys. But it's just the way the world is, and it's not worth panicking over. You just keep going. You just keep swimming. Okay. Do you guys have any questions for me about Corky or about writing or in general about audiobooks? I'll give us a couple minutes. Do you want to listen to the rest of the audiobook? There are enough of you on here that if you want to, I will play it again, and you guys will. I'll start from where we stopped, and then you guys can hear the whole first chapter if you want. But again, I don't want to sit here just staring at you guys while this audiobook plays if you guys don't want it. It doesn't matter to me either way. I just don't want to waste your time. If you have questions you'd rather ask me, I'd love to answer them. This is one of the funnest things for me. Oh, which reminds me. Okay, if you have questions, go ahead and put them down and I'll answer them in a minute. But I have just gotten my first opportunity to be on a live author panel. I'm so excited. It's in October. Hopefully it all goes through correctly. I am going to be at the library near me, the Corona Library in California. So if you're in California and you want to see me, it's the Corona Public Library in Corona, California. They have a mystery author luncheon once a year. And if you've been following me on YouTube, I went to that last year, and it was super scary for me because I'm a huge introvert. So it was super scary for me. But while I was there, I brained up and I handed out some of my business cards and some of my books and my chapters. And I got a call asking me if I would be willing to be on the panel this year. I'm so nervous and I'm so excited because, like, I love talking about writing. I'm a huge introvert, but you talk about Jesus, homeschooling, writing. There's not really much, my family, and I'll just go off. I'll just talk to you forever. In fact, my students, when I'm coaching kids, they know that if they get me on one of those topics, that's a way they don't have to work, because I'll just keep going off talking and talking and talking forever. But I'm so excited and so nervous. So if you happen to be down here in California in October, I don't have a link for it yet. They haven't sent out the tickets or anything for that yet. But if it works out, I'll tell you this. If it works out, I'll make sure to link all the information on my YouTube channel and my Facebook page and all that stuff so that you guys can find it if you're down, or if you know somebody who lives here who would like to hang out. If it doesn't work out, like if for some reason, I don't even want to think this, but if for some reason it doesn't quite work out, maybe I'll just hang out at a Panera that day. And if you want to swing by, you can swing by. And if you don't, I'll just write as I'm drinking passion fruit iced tea or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. So let me scan back up. All right. So I think I've answered all the questions unless somebody has any. Make sure that you can. I might have an author store. Oh yeah, $5 is a steal. Yeah, thank you. I think it's a good deal. It's good for you. It's good for me. It will help me make more audiobooks for you guys and more things like that. And my narrators, like Emily, I don't want her price to go up because her price is very good for me right now, but she deserves to have her price go up. She is worth more. So I do want to be able to afford that. If she does raise her prices for me, I want to be able to afford it, or at least be able to afford a hefty tip for her for all the work that she puts into Corky. Yeah, I love tipping my narrators because they work so hard and they put so much of their heart into it. They just make my books sound good. They just make them sound good. Anyway, so if you've pre-ordered under Acupressure, take a screenshot of your receipt and email it sarah@sarahwalday.com so that you can be entered in this swag giveaway. And really, there's only like a handful of us here right now. A lot of people will come back and catch the replay. Hey, replay people. I hope you liked the audiobook too. This isn't for you replay people. It's only for the people here. It's for Carol and Sonia and anybody who's been afraid to talk to me but is still lurking in the shadows. If you want to email me at sarah@sarahwalday.com and tell me you were here with me, and let's see. I don't know, because everybody else will hear this. Just tell me that you were here with me and give me your screen name. I will put you in the swag giveaway as well, just in case, so that you guys can win the little signed bookmark. Isn't it cute? Cozy vibes only. And then the coffee recipe. And then the sticker that's on its way. The stickers that should be here tomorrow because, of course, it didn't come today. I will put you guys in there too because I'm so thankful you showed up here. It's not easy to get on here because I'm super introverted, but it's really fun, especially when you guys participate with me because you guys help me so much. You encourage me so much to keep going. Writing can be lonely. It's super fun, but it can be really, really lonely. And just knowing there are readers like you out there who are lifting me up, who are excited to share my words with their friends and come on here, take their time to be here with me. It touches me so much and it keeps me going. I cannot tell you how much it keeps me going on the hard days. I go back and I read your words to me. I do. They mean so much. Oh, thank you, Carol. All right. So for now, I guess if there's no questions, we're just going to sign off. I'm going to say, God bless you and stay cozy. I'll catch you next time. Bye.